9 facts about futsal.
The origin.
Many people confuse the origin of futsal, thinking that it started in Brazil, but in reality, the indoor football was born in a country that was a world reference in football on the 1920s and 1930s. Uruguay won the gold medals on the Olympic Games of France in 1924 and Holland in 1928. In 1930, the Uruguayans held the first World Cup ever and also won it. By obtaining these three relevant titles in less than 10 years, a feeling of patriotism through sport emerged in Uruguay.
Where to play.
Despite the passion for football, to find big pitches and gathering 22 players to play a football match wasn't an easy task. Therefore, Professor Juan Carlos Seriani, an Argentinian physical educator in Montevideo, Uruguay, created the indoor football at the Young Men Christian Association. Professor Juan Carlos used the basketball courts available at the institution to play a small version of the already popular football. As it was practiced in a small space, they had to use a smaller ball, and the first rules had to be adapted from basketball and handball.
Arrival in Brazil.
At the end of 1930s, Professor João Lotufo, a Brazilian physical educator, brought to the Young Men Christian Association of São Paulo the indoor football, applying similar rules used in Uruguay. The indoor football soon became the Futebol de Salão, the literal translation for the English name.
Heavy ball and first rules.
Indoor football was initially practiced by up to 7 players on each team, with a small and lighter ball, which caused the ball to go outside the boundaries too many times during a match. To promote a more dynamic game, the weight of the ball was increased. Eventually, the heavy ball became one of the most characteristic elements of the indoor football. In 1957, it happened the first intent to unify the indoor football rules in South America.
Fifusa.
Indoor football started to spread across South America and Portugal. Because of its popularity, in 1971 it was created in São Paulo, Brazil, the FIFUSA, Federação Internacional de Futebol de Salão. In 1982, FIFUSA organized the first indoor football World Cup, with the hosting Brazilian team crowned champion. The intention of the association was also to spread the indoor football across European countries. For that, in 1985, Spain held the second Indoor Football World Cup, in which Brazil got its second world title. At the end of the 1980s, FIFUSA started using the name Futsal because FIFA didn't want any other association to use the name football.
FIFA's first approach.
Until the end of the 1990s, the futsal was administered by FIFUSA. In the 2000s, FIFA got interested in the sport and proposed to FIFUSA to become a department under its name. FIFA wanted to make futsal more attractive to the people by introducing a few football elements into the indoor football, but FIFUSA wanted to keep the sport closer to its origins. Due to their different point of views, this partnership didn't become a reality.
FIFA Futsal.
In the beginning of the 2000s, FIFA brought futsal under its umbrella, with the aim to attract many international associations by promising to bring out more exciting rules and the promotion of the sport worldwide. In order to update its social and sport objectives, FIFUSA changed its name to AMF, Asociación Mundial de Futsal, in 2002.
Same, but different.
In essence, FIFA with its innovations and AMF with its original Futebol de Salão, or Football de Salon standards, promote the same sport, but each organizes its competitions and have a few differences in the game rules.
Professional and preparatory.
Besides being a professional sport, futsal is used for the youth as a preparation for football players because it especially develops their footwork and capacity of taking decisions.